if you watched this episode of Boruto and still think that Boruto is boring, then you need to get your head checked, because this episode was so badass and I have a lot to cover. So obviously we have the mysteries being revealed that the masked individual is actually Sumire. Now, I made a theory where I said it is possible that it could be Saradan, and a lot of people are now commenting saying that it is stupid, but how can a theory be stupid when it is backed by evidence? So, you know, it was a theory, it was not supposed to be correct in the first place, and I even stated this in my video. But then I still have some people out there, you know, who are still commenting saying that it is kind of stupid because it is Sumire. Like, it's like, come on, like, really? And this is something you have to deal with if you want to start a new YouTube channel. For those who are, you know, trying to start one, you have to deal with these people who will try and attack you regardless of what situation you are in. So yeah, that is a little bit, you know, YouTuber 101 for you people. Now let's start with the episode review. So the episode, wow, I'm really speechless, because, you know, everything I said is not, you know, everything I said is unlikely to happen actually happened, and I will talk about this. Okay, so let's start at the beginning where Sai is investigating like the house, right? The little, you know, house where everything, you know, is abandoned. It's the abandoned house, and we have apparently information that there was a rogue ninja who, you know, was inside Konoha for some reason. Why would a rogue ninja be working for Danzo? I guess Danzo would do anything, you know, to get his hands on people with unique abilities, and I will talk about rogue ninjas in the future, or at least I will make a video talking about if that is the case, right? I will make a video talking about the potential threats that all these rogue ninja pose, because we have rogue ninja out there who are making freaking chakra pills and shit, which can give you the tail beast cloak. Okay, so if that is the case, right, there are thousands of, you know, ninja out there who are capable of something, you know, significant that I need to discuss. Okay, so, you know, apparently there's this rogue ninja who did this to Sumire. Apparently his name is Tanuki Shigaraki. Okay, Tanuki Shigaraki is Sumire's father. We don't know what caused Sumire's mother to die, but I guess we know the parts that Sumire's father, you know, played in this whole entire operation. So I was right. There were two people behind this entire operation, or you could say three, because Sumire's parents, you know, there are two of them, and, you know, the father, so far we've seen the father carry something out. So, you know, we can say it's two. It is Sumire and her father. So her father put a seal on her, right? And, you know, I think people will misunderstand what the Gozu-Tennō is, or at least, you know, this is what I got from it. So from my explanation, the Gozu-Tennō is the same as a kamikaze. Okay, so the Gozu-Tennō is a person who has been, you know, sealed, or at least a person who has had a seal put on them to become the Gozu-Tennō. And pretty much what a person will do is they will go to the enemy village, right, and then they would unleash the Niue, which will then absorb chakra and explode inside the enemy territory. So pretty much it is a kamikaze, and that is what Sumire is. She is pretty much a kamikaze. A Gozu-Tennō is a kamikaze. Okay, so it turns out that they find out it is the class rep. Sai comes in and he stops Sumire, but it is too late. And also Sai's blow was a little bit, you know, it was a little bit underwhelming, and Sumire was still, you know, a bit conscious that she said Niue. Once she said Niue, the thing appeared, right? And I have an image here of what the Niue looks like, so, you know, you can check that out. So obviously the Niue attacks, and then we have Boruto and, you know, Mitsuki, who are talking about the culprit. So Mitsuki reveals is the class rep. Boruto says, no, I can't believe it, you know, because he needs to, you know, talk to the class rep and investigate this for himself. And Mitsuki takes the orders. He tells Boruto that he's going to take down the class rep in order to stop the Niue. And whoever the person is that is giving the Mitsuki the orders, the person is trying to protect Konoha. Okay, it's not someone who is evil. It's just someone who is willing to go under extreme measures just to stop Konoha from being destroyed. So maybe it could be Orochimaru or whatever. We will speculate on that later. But Boruto apparently says that, you know, he is going to stop the person. He's going to stop the class rep from doing whatever she does. And then we have Mitsuki, who says, I know you are the sun, right? And the purpose of the sun is to, you know, go the opposite direction or show me ways which never existed. And even though Mitsuki has been affected in this way by helping Neki, and we can see that what happens is he says, I'm going to carry out the mission anyway because it is necessary. You know, in a way he's trying to say that the sun is pretty much, you know, a naive person, or at least someone who sees a naive way from, you know, the usual way, which is to kill someone in order to get rid of your issues, right? So Mitsuki says, well, regardless that you are the son, I'm still going to carry out my mission because it is my mission. So, he restrains Boruto. And for those who don't know, I revealed in my things you missed that, Mitsuki can, create snakes from his arms and shit. So, we got to see this. He created a clone and then he escapes, right? He goes after Sumire, and then Boruto also, uses the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Now, the thing about Boruto's Shadow Clone Jutsu is that they seem to have their own personalities, and Naruto's clones never displayed this attribute until, like, in a filler somewhere where he was on a boat, right? On a boat to the island where he would be restrained and shit. And that was filler, but Boruto is canon and all his clones have different personalities. Now, if someone is a clone of you, they will have the exact same personality as you. So I don't know why Boruto's clones have a different personality on them. Maybe the Shadow Clone Jutsu works differently on anyone. And speaking of which, Naruto's clones are also able to, simultaneously give him the information that they are getting. But, in Shippuden, we learned that as long as the clones explode, that is when Naruto gets the information. But in this case, he was getting the information simultaneously. And this happened in the previous episode. So maybe this could also be a new development to Naruto. Or maybe in general, there is a new development as to what the Shadow Clone Jutsu can and cannot do. So anyways, Boruto escapes. He gets hurt by his clones, and he escapes and goes after Sumire, right? And then we have this awesome scene of Kakashi using the purple lightning, and the purple lightning was first introduced in the Kakashi light novel, and people are saying that the light novel is not canon. Well, guess what? He's using a move which comes from the light novel, so the light novel is canon pretty much. And apparently in the Boruto movie light novel, Boruto also used this technique, by using the kote. Anyways, what happens is Kakashi slices down the Niue's tail, and it grows into more tails, right? Which I was right on my episode prediction. So, I'm right and wrong in certain predictions that I made. And pretty much the Niue attacks the people, sucks their chakra, and then Naruto comes in, he swoops in, and I thought, yes, Naruto is finally here. But I thought, no, wait, the thing absorbs chakra, right? And Naruto is pretty much, he's a walking pile of chakra, you know what I'm saying? He is the, the highest amount of chakra you can receive in that universe, or at least that's dimension at the moment. And Kakashi advises him and says, no, join the barrier squad. So I guess Naruto is going to reinforce the barrier with his chakra. So my question is, can the Niue not absorb the chakra? Because the barrier is made of chakra, so the Niue should technically be able to absorb the barrier, right? I don't know, but the next thing that happens is that we have Mitsuki who swoops in and tries to take down Sumire. Now we get to see another side of Sumire. Okay, so the whole acting like Hinata, and the whole acting all like vulnerable like a fairy kind of behavior was just something that Sumire just put on. It was just an act that she put on to make herself innocent. I remember in my Sarada could potentially be the culprit theory, I said I refuse to believe that Sumire actually attacked herself to prove her innocence. Well, I guess that Sumire really is that fucked up, because in that theory I said if Sumire is the culprit, right, then she made Magiri try to rape her, right, potentially to prove herself to be innocent, which is really fucked up. And she also attacked herself multiple times with the whole people being possessed thing just to prove herself being innocent. She is really that fucked up in the head. Like, this person is completely psycho, okay? And the thing is, she is also willing to destroy herself. She's willing to become a kamikaze or an explosion or something like that, to achieve her goal. And that is really fucked up for a person. So psychologically, she has been torn apart. She's psychologically not sane. She's not sane, right? And we have Boruto who comes in and he stops the attack. Now, one thing about Sumire, right, is that she slices Mitsuki on his face, right? And then Mitsuki magically just recovers from this. Like, you can see his wound burning, and then it just disappears. Okay, so let's hope that Mitsuki has not been poisoned, because we have Sumire here who is apparently a good ninja, but at the same time she's not as strong as I would think her to be. She just possesses the ability to use the Niue's abilities to absorb chakra, or maybe this could be Sumire's own technique which she uses to absorb chakra. We don't know, but regardless of the situation, I think the seal behind her back gave her the ability to do that. Anyways, we have Boruto who stops them, and then we have this badass moment where we see, you know, him stop both of them with his eye, you know, activated, and it looked so similar to episode 1 where he was fighting Karaki. It looked so badass, and I really enjoyed that part. And the strangest thing is, we have electricity which emits from Boruto's eye, right? And once it emits, what happens is it creates like this Kamui kind of effect. It is pretty much Kamui, right? It teleports the Niue into the dimension, right? And you know, it also creates a portal at the top of Sumire, right? And Sumire gives us this psycho look, and she says, "Take my chakra." So you know this doll is, you know, mentally insane. She's not there, she's gone. Okay, she's gone, she's mentally insane. Now this is the type of person that you would sleep next to, you know, with 2 eyes open, or at least you would, you know, be cautious of 24/7, because mentally she's gone. Okay, she's not sane, she's not there. And she says, "Niue, you can take my chakra," and the thing just, you know, takes her and brings her back inside the dimension. Now in the dimension, right, I think this is in a way, this is funny, but this is similar to Pokemon. So we have the monster, right, the Pokemon Giratina, right, who appears to be different in, you know, every dimension, the 2 dimensions that it goes into. If it is in its own dimension, it looks different from what it's like when it is outside on another dimension, the real dimension, right, not the distorted one. So in the real dimension, the Niue is big, right, and I think it grows big because of chakra, and its chakra has not been siphoned because it was just, you know, put back into the place where it came from. And we have the Niue who is smaller, who appears to be smaller in his own dimension. And if you look at the Niue's eyes, right, it seems different from what it looked like when it was bigger, or at least it has some pupils in there, you know what I'm saying? So definitely, you know, it reminds me of Pokemon when Giratina looks different when it's in its own dimension compared to, you know, being in the real world. So we have this Niue who is apparently attacking Boruto, and Boruto is fighting back. Now I think this is my prediction, right? My prediction is, you know, the whole conversation that Mitsuki had with Boruto about parents, and, you know, not carrying out what, you know, your parents set for you, or at least, you know, not, you know, following in your parents' footsteps and creating your own path for you. I think this is what is going to happen. Boruto is going to use his talk no jutsu that he inherited from Naruto, and what he's going to do is talk Sumire into, you know, what he told Mitsuki pretty much. He says that he is going to create his own way. He's not going to ride his father's coattails, and he's going to create his own path. And he's pretty much going to tell Sumire that even though you were born for this purpose, you still have, you know, a choice to make, you know, to, you know, be different from what you were supposed to be. Create your own path, you know, make life what you want it to be, and not what, you know, someone else has chosen for you, you know. And this is something that him and Mitsuki were talking about the previous episode, so I think that is what he's going to do to convince Sumire to stop all the madness that she is doing right now. And if that is the case, right, I think there are 2 scenarios of what could actually happen. If Sumire actually stops this entire attack, right, what will happen is, I think they will remove the seal from her, and thus rendering her, you know, just a normal person, but at the same time she is a psychopath in her head, right? So I think either they will, you know, take her out the village to make sure that the village is safe, or they will just put her back into the academy. Now the thing about this is that we have not seen a lot of, you know, a lot of the characters that we have seen in the academy, you know, in the movie or in the manga, so I don't know what is going to happen to Sumire. But whatever it is, right, I think what is going to happen is that they might keep her inside the village, or they might take her away. Now as for what Boruto is going to do once he convinces Sumire, right, what is going to happen is Sumire is really going to acknowledge Boruto for trying to change her, or at least changing her or convincing her. And then after that, she's gonna, you know, look up to Boruto, and then the whole pairing war bullshit is just gonna start. Like, really, like, it's fine if you support a certain pairing, but just don't be obsessive over it, or don't start attacking people over it. Personally, with me, I really don't care who Boruto ends up with, as long as he gets his pussy, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I really don't care about the whole pairing war thing. Now, that is pretty much the episode, you know, review. You know what I'm saying? This was really, you know, a really good episode. I really enjoyed it, and even though I was wrong on a few things, and I was right on a few things too, you know, that is what makes theorizing really fun. So I am 100% sure I'm going to be making a Things You Missed and talking about these few key things, you know, and explaining it into depth as to what I think it is, and also, you know, whole Mitsuki healing ability thing, we are going to explore that also. So no, you know, stay tuned for things you missed for this episode, because this episode was awesome. Let me know what you think, you know, in the comment section down below. Do you think that, you know, Sumire being the culprit is, you know, the right way forward, or what about, you know, Sarada? As in, if it was Sarada, what would you have done? I really want to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. You know, that makes sense. That has been my review. I have nothing more to say. Bye.